Hello, good morning. Uh, I'm Rohit Ranchal, visiting researcher at IBM TJ Watson Research Center and a PhD candidate in the Computer Science Department at Purdue University. First, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to give a talk at the conference. Sorry I could not be physically present there, but I wish you all a very good conference. All right, let me switch to my presentation. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss the digital security culture in our society and its importance. Here is a brief outline of my talk. I will start by presenting common limitations of technical security solutions. Then I will make a case for the societal digital security culture. We will see some directions for improving this, and then I will summarize my talk. Okay, let me start with a little introduction. So, in this work, we consider the following questions. First, what are the limitations of technical security solutions? And second, how can we mitigate these limitations and reduce the risk of cyber threats? Now, everybody agrees that passwords are the most common and standard form of security and protection mechanisms on the internet. One obvious question is that how many passwords one can remember, as evident by this funny picture. As our online accounts grow, this is quickly becoming infeasible. You can argue now that we can have same password for all accounts, but consider this. If one account is hacked, or your password falls in wrong hands, all your accounts are also compromised. Now, the same is true for password managers. If the password manager is compromised, all your account information is also compromised. So, we conducted a study on the use of passwords and asked the participants the following questions. How often do people in general change passwords for their bank accounts? As you can see, 28% of the people never change their banking passwords, which is quite surprising because this is one of the most sensitive information and its leakage can cause huge financial losses. Now, the number is even worse at 42% for social media accounts like Facebook and Twitter. Social media accounts contain so much of our private information that its leakage can be used to conduct crimes or cause serious reputation damages. Now, you may argue that if my password is safe, then why do I need to change it? Let us see how easily passwords can be broken. Now, if you take a look at the table at the bottom, this is from another study on cracking passwords. In the columns, you can see the password length, and in the rows, you see the character set used for the passwords. Each cell shows the time taken to crack the password in the relative category. Now, this experiment was done using off-the-shelf equipment and technology, which is readily available in the market and reasonably cheap. You can see how easy it is to crack small length and homogeneous character set passwords. Let us take a look at another form of very common attack, which is phishing and social engineering. So, phishing and social engineering is an attempt of stealing sensitive information by attackers by masquerading as a legitimate entity. Now, attackers, what they do is they create a clone of a website which looks exactly like the legitimate website. Then they trick the users to enter their credentials and redirect them to the original website, and they get the credentials of users. Users which have just become victims are not even aware that they have provided their credentials to an attacker. A lot of phishing and social engineering attacks are used for financial fraud. Here is an example phishing email used to conduct financial fraud by stealing information through phishing emails and social engineering. Now, this email asks for the sensitive information of users, their name, their banking information, by luring them, uh, by giving them some kind of an award. Now, it appears to be pretty legitimate email, but if you pay close attention, you will notice that this email is from some Gmail account and not the bank itself. Now, several technical solutions have been proposed to address the limitations, but technical solutions are not enough for attacks like phishing and social engineering. So, there are other types of solutions like usable security which have been proposed. The idea of usable security is to make adoption of security mechanisms easier for the end users. The goal is to improve the learning and usability of security features in end user applications. For instance, this web page by Google advises about selecting a password and tells us tells us the reasoning behind selecting such a password. Now let us take a look at the societal digital security culture, what it is and why we need it. So SDSC comprises of the knowledge, common practices, and intuitive common behavior about digital security in a society. The main goal of SDSC is to improve digital security awareness in the society and reduce the risk of security threats. But there are several challenges for implementing the societal digital security culture. First, the society cannot define and limit the use of specific information systems by its members. Thus, there is no control over the threats associated with these information systems. Second, the society cannot select and limit its members. Thus, the actions of these members cannot be controlled as well. Further, the security policies are created after a security incident has happened, which now this can prevent similar security violations but not new incidents. Finally, it is very difficult to monitor the society as a whole because of its size and the amount of members it has. So we have proposed certain approaches for improving digital security culture. On the left side, you see different approaches, and on the right, you see a particular approach and what aspect of the security culture it targets. So there are two main aspects: knowledge and attitude of the members of society, and the second aspect is their behavior. So, one of the approaches we propose is to proactively implement security policies. Now, this will improve the knowledge and attitude of people towards security. Um, then there is a need to develop security awareness programs, and even the government should support such programs. Now, this can help in improving again the knowledge and attitude about uh, 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 about security in the society. Now, change is difficult, of course, but in order to improve behavior of people, simulations, games, certifications, and training can be used, along with incentives provided for them, which can motivate the the members of the society to to go through these. So let us take a look at the example of using these approaches for mitigating the phishing attacks and how effective they can be. So here is an example. So, so uh, the first step in this example is to define policies for preventing attacks. So we define two, we give examples of two policies here. First, no private information should be disclosed through emails. Second, authentication to accounts that use sensitive information must require two-step authentication. Now, these policies can be communicated to the society using security awareness programs and education, such as school courses on secure internet usage. Further, institutes like banks can motivate their customers through reward programs, for example, for reporting a phishing email or a similar attack. Now, periodic certifications for the use of online accounts can also be done through online quizzes. This can keep uh, users updated about new policies, new security features, and new attacks. So let me summarize what we have seen at till this point. So we have observed that technical security is not sufficient to prevent security threats. For example, mechanisms such as passwords can be easily broken, and even though when they prevent, attacks such as phishing can overcome such technical security solutions. So there have been approaches like usable security, but it has a very limited scope and it does not cover the whole society. So that is why we need to plan uh, for implementing the societal digital security culture. And specifically, this plan targets three areas, starting with security policies, awareness, and behavior of the members of the society. Now, this picture shows the importance of SDSC as it encompasses our interactions with all the systems we use and our sensitive data that is stored on these systems. Um, so, these are some future research directions for research in this area. Um, so, is this the right time to put together a plan for SDSC? Second, how can we involve social media in improving societal digital security culture? As social media has gained has become an important part of our life, how can we use it to help in this area? How can we assess the level of digital security culture in a society? And finally, how can we evaluate the impacts of a weak digital security culture? I think these are very important questions, and we need more active research to answer them. Um, so let me stop here. This is the end of my talk. Thanks again for listening, and I hope you all have a wonderful conference. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.